Hello, welcome to Get Your Mind On. I'm Lori Stohs. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not thin enough. I'm not pretty enough. They have more than I do. How come I never compare to anyone else? So how many times do those thoughts cross your mind a day? That you're not good enough? Well, that's a constant thought in many people's minds every day about I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough at this and I'm not good enough at that. Someone's smarter than I am. Someone's thinner than I am. So there's always this constant comparison. So there's really no win in comparison. And so why do we do it? Why do we spend all this time thinking about how we compare to others when we're all made unique and we're all perfect as we are? But our society continues to compare. When we think about ourselves, we think about who we are, and first we compare about ourselves. Again, what am I not good enough in? Then we get married, and then we start comparing our spouse, and we want the good things for them, and we start comparing them to others. Then guess what? Then we have kids, and then we get into this whole comparison match of our children. And how do our children compare to everybody else's kids? And how good are they in school? And how good are they in sports? And what do they do better than others? So there's this whole piece of comparison. So we really step back and think about, why do we compare? We really have no use for that. That's wasted energy when we think about comparing ourselves to others. So let's go back to think about when I talked about I'm not good enough. Many times through my consulting, we really find that when we have expectations of others, when we want others to be just so, many times that's our own filter projecting on others about us not feeling good enough. And when we think back to that, where that maybe came from, I think about, some of the times people feel like, oh yes, I didn't feel like I was good enough for my dad, or good enough for my mom, or I never felt like I, got recognition. Sometimes we think about all the power that we're giving someone else who has made us feel that way. And did you ever think maybe they didn't feel good enough? And we give someone that full power that they probably aren't even thinking about, but that we're already placing on ourselves all the time, every day. So I want you to wipe those thoughts out of your mind, okay? They are useless energy. They're useless thoughts. We all bring something of value to the world. So step back and think about, what do I do well? What value do I bring? What do I offer others? What am I really good at? Those are the things that we need to focus on. We need to focus on what I'm good at. What do I provide? How can I help others be better? How can I be better by contributing to what I want to contribute versus what I am not good enough at? So when you think about those types of things, step back and think about what you're good at, not what you're not good at. Because if you get into the comparison game and always want something better, it'll never end. When you think about your progression and your journey of your career, let's step back and think about that. Even if it's good enough today, it'll never be good enough tomorrow. When you think about getting in a certain role and you love it because it's a good fit for your career, it's a good fit for what you get to do every day, the pay is great, guess what? That'll eventually wear out. Now the good part of it is, for those of us who want to get better, kudos to you for wanting to get better, for wanting to grow. But it's being able to manage that growth and manage it for you of what you want to do to maybe get more joy in your life, maybe have more financial security. That's not a bad thing. So I don't want you to sit back and think about it's not good to have goals and it's not good to want to be better. It is. But do it in a healthy way. Okay? Don't compare against others. Do it for what you want to accomplish and for what you want to achieve. So for positive charge this week, I want you first to think about, how much are you in the comparison game? What do you think about, I'm not good enough? How often do you think about that? Number 2 is think about what value you do bring. What are those goals that you would like to accomplish, and think about what you can contribute. Want to move those focuses of not being good enough to what you're great at. So when you think about it the next time of, I'm looking at somebody who's better than I am, step back and think about, who am I? I deserve happiness, I deserve the best, and I do have a lot to contribute. Thank you for joining us today, and remember to get your mind on.